Hello, everyone. How is everyone? Make sure everybody can hear me okay. Welcome to day 4 of the 5 days of a perfected product line challenge. I am so happy that you are here. I am Julia Kelleher, Nikon ambassador and the ringleader of this group, and excited to share with you some good, quick, fast education on developing a product line for 2021. I think it's so important to differentiate ourselves, and I truly do believe that developing a profitable product line is a way to do that. Hello, Candace. Hello, Megan. My folks saying hi. I love that. Please tell me hi and tell me where you're from. It's always nice to know. I see these numbers of people watching, but I have no idea who it is or where they're from. So if you want to say hello, I would love that so much. Catherine, good to see you, my dear. Catherine won one of our $100 Graffiti Studio gift cards the other day. Paula, good afternoon, my dear. It's good to see you. Rebecca's in town. Look at all these people. Many sound effects. I got to use them more today, so we're going to have some fun. All right, today we are talking about product hierarchy. Product hierarchy. It's an important part of developing a product line. Why? Hello, everyone. I think from Cape Girardeau. Nice to meet you. Tuning in. Tanea just joined 5CC. Nice to see you, Tanea. Alicia, she has an appointment, so she can't participate at the moment, but hopefully you can catch it in the end. I would love to. She just wants on so she can win the Graffiti Studio gift card. I know how it is. Yvette, hello. So today we're going to talk about product hierarchy. And it's so important because product hierarchy is what is what helps convince your client to purchase a nicer, more riskier, more beautiful product from you. Now, another way to create hierarchy is with the way you price things in your studio, with how you can construct packages and offer incentives. That can be a very big motivating factor too in getting someone to spend a little bit more and get more for it. Alenka says hello, so happy to hear another one of your helpful broadcasts. Best wishes from sunny New Jersey. Allison's very excited about this one. I love it. And Catherine says, I see a new Graffiti product on your table. Excuse the mess. It's a little messy back there. But yes, I took it out of the box, but I thought I would wait to open it until I was on with you guys. Do you want me to do it now or should we do it later? Should I make you wait or do you want to open it now? What do you think? I think we should do it now. Okay. We will open it now. Okay. They do really nice packaging, I would say. Aloha from Hawaii. Okay, this is my young book, I believe. It's a big one. Oh, there's 2 in here. Oh. One must be a young book, and the other is my other Go book. That's exactly what it is. Oh my gosh, which one should I open first? The young book? This is the Go book, or the, okay. This is my Go book, so I think we'll open this one first. Sound good? Catherine's, exciting. You guys. So they put film on it. Since it's the sample, I'm just going to go ahead and remove it. Oh! Look at that. They shrink wrap the album on the inside, but oh my gosh. Is that not gorgeous? It's a little ribbon. Let's take it out of here. That's pretty. It smells so good. Why is it that I'm addicted to chemical smells? Like printing. It smells so good. Look at that. And so then, look at her little footprints in there. That is so beautiful. I love it. Oh my gosh, you guys. So pretty. 1 image per page. This is my diamond album that is the nicer size and the nicer customization, but still, 1 image per page kind of thing. Isn't that pretty? Just do a quick run through here. This is a 30-page album. It's a little hot because my lights are shining on it, so just keep note that the highlights are a little light, but yeah, isn't that pretty? So yeah, I'm in love. It's stunning, absolutely stunning, so pretty. And then I did it with the light gray leatherette on the back with her gray image on the front. I love monochromatic. And then I did the same color box. You can do a different color box, but I kind of like, just, isn't that pretty? I'm very happy. So this is the 13 by 9. It's a lot bigger than the other one I just did. So, this is the 8 by 8, and that's the 13 by 9. So they're a lot bigger. But again, branded colors, textures, light, airy, fresh feel. So be thinking about that. Oh, that's so pretty. Oh my God. So be thinking about that when you does that look pretty? Becky's like, I'm so excited. Okay. You guys! You guys! Look at that. Brothers and Best Friends done in the silver. It's raised. This is the white leather. I went with, it's like a textured, you see that? It's like a textured leather. And look at that embossing right there. Isn't that pretty? Brothers and Best Friends. Catherine's like, open it. Look at that. Miles and True 2020. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? I have to undo the shrink wrap from the album, but oh my God. You guys, I'm in love. So pretty. Okay, so I did the black ribbon on the inside of the box because I knew that this image had the black leather chair on it. So to match it, I went with the black ribbon inside. You can pick all this with Graffiti Studio, which is really nice. So I thought that would look really nice. So, and then I did, oh my God, this is so pretty. I did the crystal cover, okay? So I'm going to pull the, it almost has like a metallic iridescent tone to it. And then, oh my God, look at this. Look, on the inside cover, I did the blue denim. So when you open up, I did the blue denim on the inside to give it that customized look. Sometimes being a brother is better than being a superhero. And then when you open up, all the customization and work that I did with these brothers. This is the young book that I'm working with right here. So and then a brother is a friend given by nature. I do a lot of images in this one. But notice and then Miles, he's 5. And so we just put down the things that he says, like he says baby brother, and he says, last night when I was a baby, you know how kids do that? They don't have any sense of time. I have a great idea. Can we send baby brother back to the storks? It's just so cute. And that's his little baby brother. And then Truth is his name. Diggum, our little fat guy, the boss of the family, crawling 5-step success, always on the hunt for floor scores. Loves to have conversations with himself. It's coming up really hot on the screen here, so just note that. It's not that hot in person. Aren't they just so cute? Oh my God, I love this album. And then I put the text behind I just masked it behind oh, sorry. I gotta see what I'm doing here. So it says, a boy's truth with dirt on his face, beauty with a cut on his finger, wisdom with bubble gum in his hair, and the hope of the future with a frog in his pocket. Isn't that sweet? And then he's helping his little brother walk. The journey of 1,000 miles begins with one step. And then it ends, it says made in Italy at the bottom. Isn't that beautiful? I'm in love. Really pretty, you guys. She's like, hand it over here. So I'll answer questions while Becky gets to. She's like, let me see. You have to have the whole experience. There you go. Yeah, it's really heavy too, which is fun. Anyway, so a little diversion from today. Um, so everybody's asking me questions. I know this is the fun part about product line development is that you get to do all these creative, fun things, right? I mean, come on, it's the best. Thank you for all the comments. Lorena asks if I recommend 13 by 9 albums. What size do you normally recommend? I think that's a really good question. I think it depends on how you shoot. I tend to shoot very horizontal. I love that horizontal feeling. So that's why I kind of go for that long 13 by 9 type album. So I think it really does just depend on how you shoot and what you love. And that can be a branded thing that you focus on in your business, that you do a lot of, um, horizontal albums. And the same goes for vertical. If you love vertical, do vertical, and stick to it and make it part of who you are as a brand. Thank you for all the kind comments. So Lorena asked, what is the name of the book with the crystal cover? It is the Young book with a crystal cover, and I did 40 pages in mine. And you can pick all the materials inside of it. Like, that's the cool part about it. There's a lot of customization, and sometimes that can be a little overwhelming. Again, like we said yesterday, less is more, less is more, less is more. Don't try to do too much with the design of it. Keep it clean and fresh and simple. And then as you get comfortable with keeping it simple, you can add more complexity later once you understand what you're doing and you've perfected the design process. How will you climatize these? I don't know if they need to be climatized, April. I'm going to take a risk and see what happens. But I know they're expensive to take a risk on. But if I was going to climatize them, I would just simply put them in a safe place, put tissue over the top of it so that it doesn't get scratched. And then I would take another book, like I have a bunch of loan collection books over there, and I just set the books on top of it. And I let those books kind of press down on it for a week. That's about all I do. Okay? Let's see, Brandy, Epiphany. So I don't have to be all things to all clients with a brand. They will find you and you are already making what they love. Exactly. Woohoo! We need to celebrate Epiphany. I love it. I'm so happy for you, Brandy. It is. It's amazing when you have an epiphany like that. So happy for you. That's awesome. Alicia asked if it had an acrylic cover. No, it's a crystal cover. It's not plastic. It's like crystal, like glass crystal. It's really cool. Yeah, even Becky says, she goes, it almost looks metallic. It's pearlish. It's really pretty. Catherine, I love this session. They are the cutest and your work is just gorgeous. Thank you so much, sweetheart. I appreciate that. Tamea asks, did the client pick all those notes? Well, sometimes yes and sometimes no. They did pick. What I do is I send my client a sheet of quotes that I've curated and collected over the years, and then I let them pick from those, and then I kind of insert what I think works into the album in certain pages. Usually I tell them to pick on a 40-page album like that. I say pick 5 to 6, and I may not use all of them, but pick your favorites, and then I'll design accordingly. Now, the client, that's my biggest and best album. So the client approves that design before we go to print. So I always have them come back for a final review. We go through it, and then we sign off on printing before I actually go to print. Okay? Let's see. What is the box made of? It's leather. Well, it's really hard substrate underneath. I don't know what they do, but it's solid. Yeah, she goes, that's really heavy. It's solid. And I chose white leather for the outside of mine, mainly the white because my brand is so light and airy and white, and I want all my samples to echo that. Now, can people choose differently? Of course. Of course. Timea, did you use a white seamless backdrop during the brother shoot? No, I shot on my wall back there. See my psych wall? And just did high key. So I blow out the background with the lights. And yeah, I have that shower board in the bottom that creates that slight reflection. All right. Let's see here. Let's see. Thank you for answering, Carla. She said she has a psych wall. Thank you. Catherine says she's never had an issue with Graffiti album warping. And, I'm new to Graffiti, so I don't know yet, but they're such high quality that I agree. I can't see that happening. Okay, Paula says, I couldn't get prices during my research. They have to contact me before I can sign up. Yeah, you do. And that's a good thing. You don't want clients just being able to order from Graffiti. So just wait for them, and then you'll be able to get pricing. I think that album with the crystal cover cost me around $450. It was not cheap, but it's an album I'm going to sell for $2,000. So, it's good. Kristen, I wish I had a white wall. I love my white wall, but I was in business for 10, 11 years before I got it. So patience, dear. Yolanda, love it. Beautiful. Tamara, do they approve it online or in person? I don't remember, honestly. I'm sorry. Yeah. Graffiti box is MDF, I believe. That wouldn't surprise me, but the leather over the top is what really makes it beautiful. Lorena, how much does the 40 page with the crystal cover cost you, and how much would you be selling it for? Just answered that, around $450, and I'll sell it for close to $2,000. Plus, it pads with my digital files, so my cost of goods will probably drop to under 20% with that. So profitability wise, that would be almost a $3,000 sale, and it'll cost me $500 total to produce. Make sense? That's approximate numbers. Anyway, Daniel, would you mind sharing your list of those quote lines? They're always so unique. I can try to. It's kind of my own thing, and it's been a curated thing. But I can. Yeah, I'll think about it. I'll think about it if that's all right. Yeah, and of course, everybody gets everything in 5cc. So if you're in the membership and you ask in the membership, you'll get it. So, okay, Jamie, Julia, do you ever customize the 2K album, or do you add it to the middle book? Okay, Julia, do you only ever customize the 2K album, or do you add into the middle book too? I add just the footprints and the birth statistics inside the middle book and their name on the front. Now, for a family session or the brothers, I would put the brother's name inside there, the place where the session was shot, and the date. I would give a little bit more personalization on that first spread to make it unique for that particular session, whether it be a family or a sibling session or something like that. Okay, let's get to the task at hand here. Holy cow, we are, I am behind here. So let me get to my keynotes and start playing. We are into day 4 of Perfect Your Product Line. Of course, download that workbook. It's going to help you tremendously to organize your head, get your thoughts together, and match your products to your brand. So you can find it in the challenge emails when you signed up. If Chelsea is on right now, she can link to it for us. And as always, today, at the end of the broadcast, we are going to give away a $100 gift card every day. And tomorrow, you will get a free Go book. We will do a drawing for that tomorrow. How do you get in? Well, you sign up for the mini class we have going on, and I will post that. Let me refresh my page here. I will post that in the group on the comments here. I can't make comments in my own thing, so I have to do it here, but there we go. Did I write, is that the right spot? I think that's the right spot. Go for it. See if that works. Yeah, I might have the wrong. No, I think that's correct. I think that's the webinar page. There we go. Chelsea just added the link to the workbook there. So go ahead and also register for the mini class coming up. That is a way to get into the drawing for the Graffiti gift card that we'll be giving away at the end of the session here. Okay. So yesterday we researched, or excuse me, Tuesday, I'm getting my days mixed up. Tuesday, we researched labs. Yesterday, we detailed the products. Today, we're going to start building a hierarchy. Tomorrow, we're going to start designing and ordering our products. So let's talk about what it means to create a hierarchy. Oh, okay. Lorena had one last question before we dive into this. Sorry, would it be $2K for the album and then $795 for the high resolution digital images? That's exactly what it would be. Yeah, so $2,800. Pay $450 for the album, around $50, $60 for the maybe $70 for the files and the box that goes with that. So we're looking at a $520 cost of goods on a $2,800 order. So I would have to do the math on that to figure out what my costs are, but you get the picture. So hope that answers your question, Lorena. So yeah, Chelsea just posted the webinar sign up in the comments there. So if you sign up, you will be eligible for today's drawing. If you signed up in days past, you do not need to sign up again, okay? So what is a product hierarchy? It's basically a way to offer products that creates desire in your clients' minds, okay? It's the concept of doing good, better, best, and luxury. And you don't need to do all 4 hierarchies. You can just do 2 if you need to. It's really about where you are in your business and how much incentive you want to create and how simple you want to keep things. So not so fast. Typically, products that cost you more are higher quality and more expensive in retail price, but they're not always more desired by your client. So here's where the art and science of pricing and product selection comes into play. You have to first trust and construct your product offerings according to your ideal client's desires first, her perceived value of products. What's desirable to her, of course, is going to be more expensive. Then, according to what they cost you and what you're able to charge for them. So, the big picture thinking that I want you to walk away from this mini class is I need to develop a hierarchy of products that first takes into account the client's desire for the product. How much more beautiful, high end, expensive, more images, more beautiful, more constructed better. What's more desirable first? And then account for your costs and what you're able to charge for something in terms of a retail price. So the question is how is hierarchy built? Okay. Hierarchy can be built through product finish. An example would be luster versus watercolor paper. A luster photograph is just a luster photograph, whereas watercolor paper has a more luxury high-end feel to it. It can be built through complexity of graphic design skill. So you saw in my albums, my top albums have a lot of labor hours when it comes to the design work that goes into them. There's more images per page, there's quotes, there's customization with each child, there's footprints, there's things that make it more valuable in that way. You can build hierarchy through the number of images included in the product. So, for example, a 20 image album versus a 40 image album. You can do it through frame type and finish. So perhaps a frame that's a little bit more luxury or more ornate or more desirable to the client versus just a simple, straightforward black frame, that's not as desirable. You can do it by adding on smaller additional products with a big ticket item. So, for example, my large files that I sell always come with a proof box and a complimentary gift that the client can choose. So that could be a set of mini books, it can be a set of cards or birth announcements, or it can be 2 matted and signed archival 5x7s that they can give to family and friends. So I add on these smaller products as a free gift to help the client be swayed towards purchasing those larger files. You can do it through the uniqueness of the product. If your standard products are, just a simple frame and mat or just a gallery wrap canvas, but then your uniqueness products, so the products that really kind of drive the point home that they can't do that themselves, like torn edge prints and float mounts and things that are really over the top. That's a unique product. The client can't do that themselves. There's a big draw of desirability to want to spend more to get a product that they can't find anywhere else. That's a big one. So think about what your client sees as valuable in a product. This is why it's so important to really have a grasp on who your ideal client is, what your market is like, what's desirable in your market. Then you create that hierarchy based on your client's desires. Guys, it's all about perceived value. Let me repeat that again. It is all about perceived value. What does the client perceive as more valuable? She will spend money for something that's more valuable to her, not to you, to her. And that's why you have to really think about what she desires, what she wants, build your brand around that and your product line, because your product line is so much a part of your brand, okay? So examples of this, of kind of a low end versus high end, is a mat with a frame versus a torn edge with a frame, right? More unique. Canvas wrapped versus canvas with a float frame. Canvas wrapped, she can get anywhere. Canvas with a float frame, little different story. Not huge, but a little different. An 8x8 thin page album versus an 8x8 thick page album with a custom image cover and graphic design. Yeah, I'd say there's a difference there, right? 5x7, 10 page, 1 image per page album, or a 5x7, 20 page, 30 image album. See the difference? Her values lie in things like number of images, the uniqueness of the product. Everything that we talked about prior in the last slide is what she assumes as being more valuable. So think about what your client sees as valuable in the product, then create that hierarchy based on their desires, again, It's all about perceived value. Okay, let's talk about considering your costs when you're building hierarchy into your product line. First and foremost, every product you sell needs to be profitable. Let me say that again. Sorry, I accidentally hit the escape button. First and foremost, every product you carry has to be profitable. Don't put an expensive product low on the hierarchy. Don't put an extremely desirable product low on the hierarchy. In most markets, not every, but digital files are kind of a valuable product to the client. They are something they desire. Why is that? Because clients make digital files themselves. It's what they know. That's the first thing they ask when they call, right? How much are your digital files? And you're sitting here going, oh God, really? That's all you want? Well, that's because that's what she knows. And it's our job to educate her to something better than that, okay? But you're not going to sell those files cheap because they are a desirable product for her, right? Demand and supply. It's all about supply and demand. If somebody wants something, it's higher priced. And there's, you know what I'm saying? If somebody's like, not give or take, it's lower in price. Use that factor of economics to build your product hierarchy. Next, your bottom product should have very little value to the client. It should be kind of undesirable. So understand what's desirable and undesirable in your market and in your client. I will, when I'm done with my keynotes here, I'll pull up my album structure and you can kind of see how we build that hierarchy, okay? Also, look at the live that we did. It was Tuesday, I think, when my other Graffiti albums arrived, the baby book and the smaller Go book. And we talked about the hierarchy. The baby book is really nice. And I'm like, this is too desirable of a product. I can't have it be my lowest album because it's too pretty. You know what I'm saying? The client will look at it and go, well, this is fine. I don't need the bigger, higher, more advanced album. I haven't created a hierarchy. So I need to give and take with my structure to make, looking at all the albums as one big picture, I need to give and take with the structure as far as adding value and taking it away to make that hierarchy work for convincing a client to purchase more. Make sense? Then your top product should be your most expensive and your most desired. Your gradation from lower price to higher should not be too steep between the products. Clients should want so badly to spend more to get even better features. So don't make your album lines, start at like 500 for the first album and then jump up to 1,000 for the second album. A 100% increase to go the next level is too steep of a curve. So you want to upgrade incrementally, but have the features in the albums as they climb be so much more valuable that it's like, oh God, if we only spent 250 more, we could get 10 more images. You know what I'm saying? So make it desirable for the client to want to move up. So again, that forces you to really look hard at your costs and go, okay, what is the retail cost for things? How can I add value and take away value in order to create that hierarchy with a curve that's gradual? Make sense? Yeah, it does. Interesting to think about, right? So seeing this in a real studio. So here is currently my album pricing, just to give you an idea with albums, okay? So I carry two albums, the Diamond album and the Pearl book. And this is based on Miller's pricing. I'm just starting to change over to Graffiti, so these prices will change or adjust a bit as I bring in this new album line. So my Pearl book is just a signature book from Miller's, and there's two versions of it. They both have 20 pages. The album is a 20-page, thin-paged album with a border around each image. So it's square cropped images. So the images are cropped, which the clients don't always love, okay? And they're both 20 pages, and it's just a fabric cover, okay? You can't do an image cover, and you can either do the 8x8 or the 10x10. I rarely sell the 10x10. You want to know why? Look at my hierarchy. If you go up to the Diamond album, an 8x10 book, which is a long format book, which means clients don't have to crop their images, plus there's no border, so the images are full bleed. They get 20 images, 20 per page, but it's thick pages. It's a better album, and it's only $100 more. See that? From Pearl Book 10x10, $695, to 8x10, 20 pages is $795. That is a much more beautiful book. You can pick your cover, and then you get an image on the front that's a cameo image on the front with your baby's name and birth date on the front. So not only do you get a more beautiful cover, you get thicker pages, you get full bleed pages, and it's on the same number of images, but it's only $100 more. So I created that leap from my Pearl book to my Diamond album through this hierarchy. Make sense? And honestly, the prices on those two albums are pretty close to the same, just a bit more, okay? So then as you get into the Diamond album, the 8x12 and the 10x10, 30 pages versus 40 pages, the 30-page book is one image per page, okay? But you get your birth statistics, you get your footprint in there, you get a full custom image cover, and that is a $160 book for me, and I charge $12.95 for it. The 10x10 book is more of what you saw today with the Young book. It's 40 pages, lots of customization, footprints. You can write a letter to your kid. You can do all kinds of things inside that book because it includes that unlimited custom design inside of it, which again, the hierarchy from $12.95 up to $15.95, it's not a big jump to get so much more value as a customer. Are you seeing this hierarchy? Are you seeing why building that hierarchy in as a nice curve, but getting you to where you want to be sale-wise in terms of average sale? By creating a good hierarchy, you are all of a sudden convincing your client to want to buy more, and your bottom line and your average sale goes up higher because you're creating that desirability with the client, okay? So hopefully seeing that in a real studio kind of gives you an idea. And the same thing goes with wall art. You're going to want to carry 2 to 3 finishes. You don't have to do a ton with wall art. And granted, size matters, but you guys know how it is. Clients are not as swayed by size, okay? So they want more about finish, frame, the look of it, rather than the size of it. I can't tell you how many people are like, oh, a 16x20 is fine. We don't need the 20x24, but they want that nice finish. That's where it's learning where the desirability is in order to create that hierarchy effectively. But remember, don't overwhelm. The idea is to keep your product selection limited and not overwhelming, while at the same time tempting your client to want more with better quality, more images, more features, better design, a more luxurious look. An overwhelmed client is a non-buying client. If they're overwhelmed, they can't make a decision, and there's no way they'll take a risk on a more luxurious product. Your sale will be less if you offer too many options. So today's workbook, we are going to start creating our hierarchy. So the workbook exercises, you're going to complete these 3 pages for your albums, your wall choices, and your specialty, okay? I want you to write down the different albums you want to carry, which lab you're going to carry them from, what the cost is for the album, what you can charge for retail for it, and then your cost of good percentage on it. So, you don't need to do better and best, best and luxury, just good and better if you're starting out. If you are been in business for a while and you're really tweaking your product line, maybe do good, better, best, or do good, better, best, and luxury. That's about as far as I would go. Remember, I only carry 2 albums. Now, there's variations within each album group, but my client looks at it as, oh, there's just 2 different albums to choose from, and then we just get to pick our features, right? So again, it's like going to a car dealership. If you had let's look, because I have a Tahoe. Let's look at the Tahoe, for example. We have the Tahoe and the Suburban, right? That's your SUV. But then there's features. You can do the Tahoe LT, the Tahoe Premier, same thing with the Suburban, right? The Suburban's a bigger car. And, as you upgrade the different models of the Suburban, you get more features and benefits. But imagine if all the Suburbans and all the Tahoes were named different products, different cars. You'd be like, oh my God, which one do I want? I don't even know. It would take so much research and overwhelm to make a decision. But Chevy has done it so that, okay, there's a Tahoe and a Suburban. They're the same car. One's a foot longer, okay? And then you just decide what features you want with it. That's what I did with my album line. So be really judicious, edit, and be brutal when it comes to keeping it limited, okay? So that's your homework for today. Post your questions in progress in the Facebook group. And don't forget sign up for our free minis fast class. Chelsea has posted the link to register for it next week on 2 different days, both Tuesday and Friday. It'll happen here in the Facebook group, so you'll get to ask questions, and take part. It's called Pivot and Profit. Stand out in your market in 2021. We're going to take all this product line stuff and we're going to talk about how it's going to change your business in 2021. So sign up. I can't wait to see you there. And of course, 5cc is now open. It's our online mastermind membership, $39 a month. We have weekly live meetings. We talk about all of this, basically what I'm doing with you now, except we're all on together and we can talk to each other, get ideas, break it down, find out what other people are doing in different markets. And of course, all the core content that I've been teaching over the years is inside the membership: marketing, sales, systems, you name it, and so much more. We have guest instructors come in. We have our community alone with the conversations going on and the live meetings and the friendships built. It's been so amazing to see the feedback from the students, and they are just voracious, passionate people. And it's been really fun to see them be so passionate about 5cc, and the benefits that I have received from it, I never even dreamed of when I built it. The friendships and the motivation and the accountability. Most importantly, the accountability. Our motto is do the work and hold yourself accountable, but rely on your friends to help you get there. And I can't tell you how much that has been a deep part of our membership. So download the workbook, complete those pages, create your product hierarchy, and don't forget to consider these 4 things: your client's desires, the want and the perceived value, your costs, what you can charge for each product, and add or remove value based on what you need to create that hierarchy. And most of all, don't forget, overwhelm is the killer. You do not want to overwhelm your client. That is the kiss of death. It really is. Oh, I forgot to take off her question. Sorry about that, guys. That's been on there the whole time, hasn't it? That's all right. Thank you, Lorraine. I was so busy chatting. I totally didn't take that away. I'm sorry. Okay. Haley asked, how do you add the baby's footprints in the diamond album? I think there's a tutorial on it inside the Facebook group. That's a Photoshop lesson, so I'll save that for another time. But yeah, so but I think it's in the Facebook group, and I think somebody bumped it today, so you can see that there. And I know we have it in 5cc. Tamia asks, why did you decide to switch from Miller's to Graffiti? A multitude of reasons. Full disclosure, I've been working with Graffiti on a new product line, and it was a matter of quality. I've been with Miller's for a long time, and granted, I love their products, but a couple of things happened. Number one, I want to up-level everything in 2021. I'm already the highest end studio in town, but I want to upgrade to luxury. That's where I'm going, and so I need luxury products to do that. And Graffiti's quality was just, you can't beat it. And the price increase that I'm paying, it's a tiny bit. To create that, I'm actually going to be way more profitable with Graffiti than I will with the Miller's albums. The Miller's albums were great, and they served me in the time when I needed them. But me, myself, and I'm ready to up level and make things different for 2021. With the pandemic, 2020 really made me sit down and evaluate what I want to do and how I want to work. And I want to spend more time with my baby boy, with my sweetheart. He's not a baby anymore, but he's 9, and I miss him. I really miss him, and I'm working so much with clients, and I want to shoot fewer clients for more money. And those are the reasons, the 2 reasons. And Graffiti is standing behind me 1,000%. And when a company does that without even me being their customer yet, I had to jump. I had to move to them because that to me shows enormous integrity and authenticity, and that means a lot to me. So, and then now that I'm getting these products and seeing the quality, I have no problem screaming from the rooftops that this is amazing, and I only scream from the rooftops on products that I actually use. So that was another big factor, and my students do follow me, and they want to do what I'm doing at times, not all the time, but at times. And so I'm moving to a different level, and those that want to come with me, that want to do the same thing, can come with me and follow in the footsteps, and we can kind of make this happen all together in 2021. But I tell you, Miller's was great. And the delivery time, the albums are fabulous, and my clients love them. And there's still going to be clients who are going to be like, oh, we want to stay the same. We want to stay with what we've doing. And that's fine. So I'll still be ordering those albums from Miller's, but I want to level up. I want to be awesome. I want to do more for my clients, and I'm moving into that luxury space. And so that's why. That's the biggest reason. Okay? All right. Hopefully that answers your question, Timia. All right. So Jamie has a good question. Have you ever had anyone get angry because they know you could make the book full bleed, like you're making the book less desirable and they know it? Nope. They know. They see that hierarchy. No one has ever questioned that. I have had someone ask me to make it full bleed, and she was a really great client. And so, and she's been with me forever. And so I'm like, okay, fine, Tiffany, you can have that. You know how it is. You cave for the clients you love. And so I have caved before. But for the most part, people don't ask. They're like, oh, okay, I get it. The Pearl book has the borders. The Diamond album does not. Okay, so if you don't want borders, you got to move up. All right. Let's see. Tamia asks, what do you say to clients who tell you they can't decide and they need more time to think about it? And eventually, will they only want digitals? Oh, this is another great question, Tamia, and we have a fabulous solution for that. Well, I always prepare them, and I say, you're expected to place your order at the ordering appointment. Those are our policies. It's in multiple places. I say it out loud when I'm giving them their collateral after the session, etc. But if they still give me a problem, which I've only had this problem a handful of times, I say to them, well, you certainly don't have to decide now at all if you don't want to. Your session fee included the preparation for the session, the photographing of the session, the 5 hours of editing and post-processing time we put into enhance your images, and this 2-hour chunk of time to reserve for your ordering appointment. If you do need a little bit more time to decide, I'm happy to do that. We can schedule another ordering appointment at your convenience, and it's an additional $100 charge to reserve another 2-hour block of our time. Nobody does it. They all go, oh, okay, we need to decide now. Yes, it's putting a little pressure on them, but they also know this, and that it's all over our policies and our collateral. I even say it to them, when they're leaving their session, and I give them their collateral, their brochures to take home with them. So they know it. So I rarely have that problem anymore. My time is valuable. And by putting that policy into place, my clients recognize that my time is valuable. It's just like if you don't show up for a doctor's appointment and without notifying them, they're going to charge you. You know what I mean? So if you want someone's time, you have to pay for someone's time. And if they ask if they can just put the images online, I say, well, unfortunately, we don't do that as per policy. It's just too easy for someone to right click on images and steal them. And I know you're not one of those people who would do that, but we've had to instate this policy for everyone, regardless, to protect our livelihood. And people are like, oh, okay, I get it. I totally get it. So actually, the digital age has made that an easier solution than in years past. All right, Lorena, I would highly recommend the pre-consultation to educate your clients on your offerings. Heck yes. And we do that heavily in our 5cc group. We have a whole section on that, a module about how to do it. You can do it both in person, you can do it via Zoom, you can do it on the phone, and you can do it online. So pre-consultation is key. There's lots of different ways to do it based on your personality and what works best for you. And it is the number one way. I have created that sales runway. No one's going to spend $2,000 unless you prepare them for that, right? So the longer the runway, the preparation before that sales appointment, by the time you get to the sales appointment, it's just an ordering appointment. There's no selling involved. Jennifer, I've been wondering if you would team up with Graffiti for your own product line. Woo-hoo-hoo! It's a long time coming. It's going to be a while, so don't expect it for a while, but design is happening. There we go. Okay, Jessica, I'm going to start using them. I can't wait. I love that. Jessica, you're my idol. Thank you, Jessica. I'm not an idol, but I'll take the compliment. Thank you. Danelle, does Graffiti have products, albums like you for baby plan? That is my next, good question, Danelle, and that is my next venture, is to start examining what Graffiti can do for me in terms of baby plan. And so I'm excited to see what they can do too, okay? Jessica, you're already awesome. Thank you, dear. I appreciate it. Timia, wow, that's a great policy. It does work. Let me tell you, it works. Yeah. Okay. So let's see. Alenka asked, she didn't put permission to broadcast, but that's okay. I'll just read Alenka's comment here. Julia, I've had clients who say they need time to think what the image they want to hang on their walls. And I know exactly what you're about to say, and I agree. They purchased the lowest size portrait and highest digitals, I can't complain, for their collection, and it's been almost a month for them to make up their mind. Any suggestion? Do you allow it, and how do you handle? Good day, Mark's here. I love it, from Australia. Mark is another amazing business instructor from Australia. All of my Australian friends, I highly recommend joining Mark's Facebook group. He goes in live, I think, every Wednesday. Mark is an amazing man and a very smart sucker boy. He knows his stuff. Welcome, Mark. I'm so glad you're here. But yeah, Alenka, I have the same issue sometimes, especially with Create a Collection. Clients will say, well, we have to decide which image we want now. And I'll be like, no, you can spend time deciding. And I have to admit, I've had to chase down clients every once in a while. I give them 3 days. I say, please, and I beg them. I say, you guys, I don't mind doing this, but please, please, please tell me within 3 days. And I'm going to call you once to remind you. But if you don't decide, you fall off my conveyor belt, my production line. And then I can't guarantee delivery time frame for your images or for your frame print. It really throws a wrench in my system and what I'm doing. So please, please, please tell me within 3 days. It makes my life so much easier. And usually they do. They're pretty good about it. But I have had some people I've had to chase down. And finally, I get to the point where I say, you know what? If you don't tell me, I'm going to go ahead and archive this order and you'll lose it. So, and you'll lose the ability to get it. And then they like, okay, sorry. They know they have a task to do. So if they don't do it, they know that lies on them. And so I just get tough about it after a while. And they usually fess up and figure it out. But I agree, it is one of the drawbacks of the pricing structure and allowing them to do that. Again, every pricing structure, every product line, it all has its flavor of, you know what, sandwich. Poop sandwich, I like to call it. So you just need to decide what flavor of poop sandwich you like eating. I mean, really is what it comes down to. There's always something in business that's kind of awkward or doesn't quite work or, oh, I hate this. And you can try to solve it. And oftentimes there is a great solution. But other times it takes you a while to be creative in that. And that's another reason 5cc is so magnificent. It's because we bounce these ideas off one another and we go, oh yeah, that might work really well in my market. Or, oh no, I can combine this with that and that'll work great. Thanks for the tip. It just spurs that creativity. It spurs that solution generating ideas. Okay. Jessica, how long is shipping usually with Graffiti? I got these albums in 2 weeks. Really fast. Coming from Italy, international shipping, it wasn't a problem for me at all. Tamia, how often do you change your product line and prices? Usually about once a year, I go through and like this time of year, I look at the next year ahead and I go, okay, what's selling, what's not? How can I tweak things? How can I improve? This year, I'm kind of doing a major overhaul. And so, especially with my albums, and then I'm going to reduce the number of wall finishes I offer. I actually offer 6 finishes right now, and it's become too much. I'm seeing that overwhelm in my clients, and so I'm going to narrow it down to 3 or 4 and keep things really simple. Now, will I sell the other finishes? Yeah. If somebody wants something different, I'll suggest it, but I'm not going to put it on my price list and in my product line where it can dilute and convolute everything and make my clients have that overwhelm. Okay? All right. Let's see. Danelle said we're going to take this as one of our last questions, and then we're going to give away the Graffiti gift card. Danelle, do you get payment in full since they are bringing home digitals the day of the ordering appointment? Hell yes. Danelle, great question. And that's exactly why I rarely have clients call me the next day and say, we spent too much money. I'm sorry. You removed a digital downloadable product from the studio, and that makes the sale final. And I say that. So on all my orders, my ProSelect orders, my clients sign at the bottom here for their order. They sign at the bottom. And that these policies basically say, hey, I understand that the sale is final and what I can do with images and what I can't. And it also says, hey, if we've started production of your order and design, you are if you decide to cancel it, you're responsible for a 50% labor fee for that production. So that's 50% of your order is due of that product, not the files. The files are done. They've spent that. But if they come back to me and say, oh, we want to downgrade from a 30 by 40 to a 20 by 24, then I say to them, okay, well, not only do you have to pay for the 20 by 24, but you have to forfeit 50% of the cost of the 30 by 40 because we've already started production on this. Now, once it's at the lab, sale is final, they cannot change it. And there's been times where I've had to tell clients, sorry, like you ordered this and this is what you want. You signed the paperwork and I'd love to make that change, but it's already at the lab. And they're like, oh, okay, fine, no big deal. You know what I'm saying? They get a little miffed, but they also understand. They're like, okay, dude, we did order it. Like, there's no going back. Mark says, I love the policy. Download the digital, no turning back. Exactly. And all my clients go home with the digitals on the day of their appointment. This is why I retouch everything prior. I want them to have finished, beautiful files that they can take home in an image box with all the proofs. So they're taking a tangible product away from the studio, and it's a digital downloadable product. And I send it to them in an online downloadable spot as well. So I can prove that they were provided those files on that day, on that time with my system, my online system. So there's no going back at that point. The sale is final. And that's nipped that problem in the bud a lot. But I remember all too well when I was first starting out, it used to drive me crazy. They would call the next day and be like, we spent too much money. Oh, you poor thing. I'm so sorry for you. Too bad. Right? I love my sound effects. Anyway, I'm so glad you guys are all here. Thank you for listening and some amazing questions. Yay! So awesome. Let's go ahead and give away that Graffiti Studio gift card. So for those of you who want to enter at the very last second, my VA Chelsea posted the link to join the mini class coming up, Pivot and Profit in 2021. So if you go ahead and sign up for that, it'll tag you in my system with a webinar registrant tag. And I'm going to go into that and filter you guys out really quick to see how many are here. And then I will build in a random number from my random generator here, and we will count out and see who wins it. So let me get these tags in order here. Webinar registration, apply filters. Okay, yay, we have 180 people today. It's getting bigger, it's getting harder to win. Okay, let's go to random number generator. 1 to 179. Generate, number 8. Number 8, let's see who number 8 is. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Suzanne Laurie Photography. Is Suzanne here today? Is she here? Is that Suzanne? Is this Suzanne? I don't know if that's her or not. No, that was Lorraine. Okay, sorry. So if Suzanne is here, go ahead and comment in the comments. I know sometimes there's a delay for me to get those comments, so I'll just hang out and wait here for a second. But I am going to generate another random number just in case we miss it, number 164. So that is someone who just joined. So I will go to the last page here and see if we can find number 164, just in case Suzanne is not here. Suzanne, are you here? You have won a $100 gift card to Graffiti Studio. If you're not here, you can't win. Suzanne, are you here? I'm not sure she's here today. Number 164 is looking good. Hang on, let me get to my last page here because I know that person's going to be on the last page. Almost the last page. So Suzanne, going once, going twice. Suzanne, you don't have it. Okay, number 164. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hang on. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Oh, Max Walski, 5cc member. Max and Me Photography, you have won a $100 gift card. Max, please tell me you're here. Max! Max! Yay, Max has won. I hope you're here. Max! No, you can't text her. Don't do that. Max, she's here! Max is here! She says she's here, Max! Yay! Oh my God, I never win anything. Max, you have won a $100 gift card from Graffiti Studio. I'm going to get your email, which I see in your account here. Max at Max and Me Photography, I believe it is. Yes. And Max, you have won that gift card. So excited. That was annoying. I don't know if I like that one as much. But anyway, congratulations, sweetheart. And again, everyone, tomorrow we're going to talk all about designing and shooting your products for your brand, okay? And then from there, you guys are going to start ordering your samples. This is huge. It's the best investment you could possibly make in your business. You have to show what you want to sell. If you're an on-location photographer, you're going to do it a little differently than someone who has display space, but you can still do it. And I can't wait to see you design your beautiful products and start printing them. And by 2021, you're going to have everything ready to go, and you're going to see amazing sales in your business. And I cannot wait to see it happen. And for those of you who want to take this a step further and join us and have this much fun every week, please join 5cc. All you have to do is go to 5ccollective.com and you can sign up. It's $39 a month. You can cancel at any time, but we know you're not going to want to when you come in, because we have too much fun and you will have FOMO if you join and want to quit. So, and honestly, you probably have FOMO now if you're not a member. So join us. We would love to have you. It's a great place. And I hope maybe Mark can come in and do a class with us. Be a guest lecturer. That would be amazing. Mark's an awesome guy. He's a marketing genius and a great businessman. So I would definitely join his Facebook group if you can too, because he gives some beautiful advice and he's one of the most generous souls I know. So anyway, love to you all. Thank you so much for joining. I'm so glad, and congratulations to Max. It's so amazing. And yeah, tomorrow we're giving away that Go book. It is the last day of the product challenge, and I hope you all join me there. Love to you all. Take care, and we'll talk soon. Bye-bye.